Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to check the sound here. Hello, everyone. Good on my end. Oop, it's 444. Let's get into the source codes. Let's get into this message, guys. I'm going to wait for some of you guys to come in here. And we're going to talk about why Trump is hoarding money from Americans. But why? Why? Welcome in, Star Round 7. Welcome in, everyone. I'm going to get a few things set up while we're waiting for people to come in the building. The building. I'm feeling good today. Slept like a baby last night. Best sleep of my life. But anywho, guys, welcome in. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Be with you in a moment, guys. Without you. Welcome, guys. Guys, we're going to talk about why Trump is hoarding money. Like, what is this government shutdown really all about? Because I don't know. Something is just, it's not sitting well. And I was pulling some source codes and thought that, I might share a few very interesting things that is coming together. So that's what we are going to do. All right. Hi, Sister Gail. Hi, Renita. Hi, Linda. Welcome in, everyone. Okay, guys, here it is. Drum roll, please. Half of you guys, or more than half of you guys that watch my channel on a regular basis, are not subscribed to the channel. Please, guys, help me grow. I put everything I have into bringing you guys these source codes because these are not just psychic messages or prophecies. These are literally the source codes. And the source codes are what? The source codes are literally little key codes that we get along our path. And also, too, it is literally us being able to access our DNA. That DNA that they say is junk DNA, not true. That has your source codes in it, right? So it has information from the Akashic records, right? Information that they wanted you locked out of forever. But here on this channel, we bring that up to the conscious mind and we explore the source code. So please subscribe to the channel. And please, guys, put a like on this video when you come in. Tell a friend, tell a friend. We're going to get into this, but I want to say really quickly that message last night was so deep. Sorry guys, I was crying, but when I tell you how good I slept after that, I was like, yo, everybody needs to experience that. That like just it was more than forgiveness. It was forgiveness that leads to new beginnings. When I tell you guys what I saw in my mind's eye, I literally saw the cleansing and purification of literally this old paradigm. And I saw what the new crystalline grid looks like. And it was made of rose, like rose quartz. That's what it looked like. It was beautiful. When I tell you guys the power that you have to literally shape worlds, that's what I'm talking about with the source codes. We literally are creating all of this because everything is you just pushed out, right? So I just wanted to say that, right? Um, let's get into this, guys. Welcome in, Susan. Hey, beautiful soul, awesome. So let's do this, guys. I was just minding my own business, and then like a news little clip pulled up in my goodness, I can't talk. I saw a news clip and I want to play that for you guys because it's kind of giving me the vibe that the government is open, somewhat open, maybe not open, but maybe open for certain things. and whatever Trump wants it to be open for, that's kind of what I'm getting. Hold on, I need to add that to the title because I'm telling you, it's given the vibe that the government is still operating, but just not operating in the way that you may want it to operate. Interesting, 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 guys. 1 second. This is what we're going to talk about. This is exactly what we are going to talk about. Guys, shout out your country, your city, your spiritual gift. Let's do spiritual gifts. Let's shout out your spiritual gift. Even if that's you just being a good listener to a friend, because absorbing all of that energy on behalf of someone else like that is a gift, right? So just put that in the chat. Shout out your spiritual gift or just what you do really well for someone else, right? Go ahead and put that in the chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome. Okay. So let's talk about the government never shut down. Trump is hoarding money from Americans, but why? Why is Trump doing this? Well, Trump is being Trump. Trump was always not only the wild card, but guys, I do not play cards. And I know I might lose my black card. I'm not really, a spades player or anything like that. I never really enjoyed playing cards. I couldn't sit still long enough to figure it out, right? But if I'm not mistaken, the Joker, I'm gonna Google this. The Joker can be like two different numbers. Am I not mistaken? Let me Google that. Because this is what Donald Trump represents, right? I know the Joker is a wild card, right? But I know it can also be like two different numbers as well. Nevertheless, is Trump is playing both sides. That's the whole point of what I'm just trying to tell you guys. And to be honest with you, this government is not shut down. It's not. It's open. It is. It's just not open in the capacity that it used to be open. It's just not open the way that you want it to be open, but it's still open. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Our government, for some reason, gets an anonymous donation. I'm just saying, how convenient. How convenient. Wait a minute. This is what we're going to talk about. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to play this for you guys.
Finding a stalemate. In the meantime, the impact is being felt in a growing number of ways, including by those who rely on extra help to make ends meet. Erica Brown has more details from Capitol Hill.
In Southern California, the National Guard is lending a hand at food banks as the government shutdown threatens to delay benefits for families in need.
With the government shutdown, we expect to see a delay in food benefits to over 5 million Californians. And that's food that families and kids rely on and resources that they need.
With the stalemate now in its fourth week, the impact on Americans is growing.
Flights get canceled. Takes a while to get through TSA. It's kind of stressful.
Staffing shortages among air traffic controllers during the ongoing funding standoff here on Capitol Hill has caused flight delays and some cancellations at airports nationwide.
They are great American patriots who come to work every single day knowing that they don't have a paycheck going into their bank account, even though they're providing.
Pentagon receives an anonymous donation.
Duty military members raise concerns. The Pentagon confirmed Friday that it accepted an anonymous gift of $130 million for their pay. The move raises legal questions after President Trump said he received an offer to cover U.S. service members' pay.
A friend of mine, a man that's great. I'm not going to use his name unless he lets me do it.
Last week, the Trump
Really?
administration shifted $8 billion from military research and development funds to meet the Pentagon's payroll obligations. Erica Brown, CBS News.
Look at that cross right there. Okay, guys, seriously. Did you guys see that? I'm telling you, this government is not shut down. And it was not an anonymous donation. It wasn't. I'm going to tell you what that is, guys. Seriously. Now, how convenient that the government is shut down, but Trump knows he's still got to pay military for what? Because the military is what he's using to go and control literally the masses. So, how convenient. How convenient as we have Trump going into certain pockets of America using government force, and then we have ICE as well. Well, how convenient that one of his friends is what he said. Mind you, he was looking down when he said that. Oh, a very nice man. I know his name. Donated $130 million to pay military. Really? Or did the anonymous donation actually come from all of the money that is being hoarded in the White House? The latter. Guys, this is what's going on. Here's the thing. And I tell you guys, the government shutdown is not real. Is real? Is it real? Is it real? I'm just saying, it's not real. Remember, when you separate Charlie name, it's the first part is char, which means burn, and the second part is lie. It's all a lie and a ritual. Remember, I told you how money from Turning Point USA, watch it, will start to go into military. Why is the $130 million donation for the military? Why was I channeling martial law? Martial law. I've been channeling that heavy for the past few weeks. He knows he has to keep the military going because as the government shuts down more and as people especially lose their benefits, they couldn't have donated this to the SNAP. They couldn't have donated this to the children, couldn't have donated this to the elderly. But why is it the military? We already have enough, equipment and all of that stuff. It's because, think about it. If you wanted world domination or you wanted to control things, you would need an army behind you. And so this did not come from a donation from one of his friends, like he said, or someone that he knows. This came exactly from what you would expect it to come from the government. That's not shut down. They're just rationing out the money how they see fit. I really want us to get this. I don't know how long we can continue to be fooled by the governments, not just this American government, but all of the governments. If you can't see that this came from our government, Trump couldn't even look in the camera. He couldn't even look us in the eyes when he said that because he knew it was a charred lie. It was a lie, a burning, flaming lie. The government is not shut down. So now we kind of like wonder, well, what the heck is going on? Well, like I told you, they are taking time to reset the system. They had to drain every bit of everything out of the system. And what Trump is doing, and I have to use Trump, I understand it's bigger than him, but because he's the representative, right? So what Trump and them are doing is literally hoarding everything, and then they're going to ration it out slowly and make it look like the government stepped in, or maybe Trump made a donation, or maybe some of his rich friends made a donation, but it's not. It's our money. They ain't nobody donating nothing. This is our money, guys. You have to know that. They're playing games in our face, just like they played in our face with the Charlie Kirk situation, which actually laid down the foundation for the government shutdown. And the government shutdown is laying down the formation. I keep saying formation. Something is being formulated and something is getting in formation. And that just reminds me of military. And maybe we needed the $130 million to prepare the military for literally when people's benefits get cut off. This is what I'm saying, guys. No sound? Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Can you hear me now? I have no idea what's going on. Oh, I was on a roll. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to check the sound. I'm going to check this out. Can you hear me now? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, cool. Okay. So what I was saying is the government is not shut down. That just proved it. There isn't anyone giving $130 million. More than 10%, 13% of $1 billion. There's no one donating 13% of $1 billion to the military. You have to know that. I think we all are aware that that is not true. Okay, so now what we have to do is understand that the government is still open. But how come they playing games with us? That this is the question. Why is the money being hoarded from Americans? That's all that I really want to find out. And they was messing with my sound, so it got me kind of off. Okay, let me bring it back in. I want to make a point to you guys. I want to make a point to you guys. Today, I was thinking, wait a minute. Charlie's birthday was on October 14th. George Floyd's birthday was on October 14th. And their birthdays just passed, right? So October 14th, 2025, when you add that up, it equals 33. These are what they always do. They always do their rituals at 33. Because what did they say? Jesus died at 33. But what it really is the energy moving up the vertebrae, the 33 vertebrae. That is the only way for the Kundalini to rise and take a seat here in the third eye space. And that's how you reach total enlightenment. That's why they always use 33. That's why the Illuminati is about the illuminated ones. Like they know, information that we don't know. That's what they're saying. They're saying we got third eye information. That's what they're saying. And that's why they always use that number, right? So 33, right? With Charlie and George Floyd's birthday, right? So this is all given, it's all given ritual when we look back at all of these things. And hold on, I'm going to pull something up here in Trump's field. And remember with the last video with Candace Owens, how we saw that pinball kind of wedged within her mouth, like it was a gag order for her to stop talking, or like something was, not allowing her to speak. And obviously she's taken time off. And Source was saying that they've been playing a game with us. And what game is that? The game is pinball. So in pinball, you literally like pull the levers and there's like a little silver ball that like shoots into the game. And then you have to keep the ball going as long as you can. And you don't want it to fall down into the slot, right? And return back. That means you lose. That's what they've been doing to us, right? So that's the game we've been in. And the Charlie Kirk thing was the crescendo. Now, the government shut down. They remove the ball, remove it out of the game. And so now we have nothing circulating, right? But yet the ball is still there. It's just not being active within the game. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the ball has gone and it's hit all of the various like different spaces within the game. Oop, Source ain't never just lied. Whew, I don't know where those balloons came from, but I'm going to take that as a Source sign that we are on the right path, right? So essentially they've already gotten everything. That ball, to keep it moving as long as possible, was just to drain every bit from us. And now that they got it, let's shut down the government. But it ain't really shut down. It's just that they are literally hoarding everything away from us. And then they're going to ration it out and make themselves look like the hero. That is what's going on. Because they're trying to figure out how to bring their reset and their totalitarian system online. So you know how Trump has had all these failed businesses? Trump has had all these failed businesses. And what he does is he files bankruptcy on it. And when you file bankruptcy, what you do first is you drain all of the assets out, and then you put it into another entity, right? Which your company is an entity. So that's essentially what is happening with America. And it's probably happened before, And it's happening again. So America is a corporation, and what Trump is doing, that's why he was brought in, because he's very good at bankrupting companies, even though, America was already bankrupt when he got it. So he's pulling the money out, putting it into a new entity, this new world, which I don't care what no one says, all of these other leaders, even China, everyone's in on it. They're in on it. Maybe they still have to play a game. They're not in on it totally, where we don't truly have a trade war. We don't truly have that. That stuff's still going on. But at the end of the day, what I mean is the seat at the table. It's like, Jesus and the 12 disciples. So that's what I'm saying. All of these people have a seat at the table. That's all that I'm saying. They might have different ranks, but nevertheless, they're all sitting at the same table. So the government is open, and Trump was brought in to tear it down, to do what he does best, is to literally help to bankrupt companies and then siphon the money out into a new entity. And make no mistake about it, when they tell you to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, all they do is literally start companies, build up debt. They bankrupt the company, and the company's debt goes away because it was part of the dead entity. Then when they drain that, they liquidate what they can. They put it into another shell, into another asset, another company. And so do you see what they just did? It's a whole siphon and energy heist. They tucked billions of dollars, bankrupt that, shut the lights off on that, parlayed the billions of dollars into a new system, and then repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's what's happening here. And I mean, I'm not even about to go there. I was going to say, I mean, do we really need a government, y'all? I mean, let's have a real conversation here. I mean, is there anything really truly that you're getting from the government? I'm just asking a question. I'm asking a question because how come the government shut down, but yet we're still living and breathing? Let it sink in. If you're still operating and the government is shut down, then how important is the government? Is it really truly that important? All you truly need is military and a system to get things from point A to point B. That's it. There isn't any need for this GOV. Notice how GOV sounds a lot like GOD. The government is God. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying this for some time. That's all that I'm saying, but I know no one's ready to have that conversation. I know people don't want to have that conversation, and they're going to say, you're going too far now. No, it's part of your sovereignty. It's part of your sovereignty. And we want to talk about getting free and getting free spiritually, then why can't we also be free physically? Because as long as you have GOV setting rules and laws, putting them in formation, because I'm getting heavily, something's being formatted and formulated and in formation. They are restructuring this thing as we speak. I am telling you, and they are funding that government in case they need to pull the martial law. And that is the reason why they will keep funding that and defunding children's food and elderly things and everything else. They are just literally hoarding it because they have drained this company, this corporation of America. America, Miss Erica. Literally. And now they're about to do, make a new company, and the process just repeats itself. So that's truly what I'm saying. And there's something else that I want to say, guys. There's something else I want to say. This is just, I mean, guys, how long are we going to sit here and just be in this cycle? waiting for someone to save the day. If you compare your GOV to the GOD, you will see that it's very, very similar. You got to follow these rules. You got to follow the law. You got to follow the 10 Commandments. You got figureheads. You got a church. You know, you got the Pope looking like God, the absolute authority, right? Saying that he was chosen by God. Really? Do y'all believe that? I mean, really, all this stuff, I don't even know what to say. We have to tear these systems down. They don't serve us. They only serve and pad the pockets of the rich and wealthy. Then they got the whole thing on lock. These people, I'm sorry, these people are demons. I just got to say it. It's all demonic. And then they give you the illusion that they're here for you and that you need to vote and pour your energy out and then start fighting with your friends and family because they voted for someone else when in fact they're on the same team and they know they're playing a game. And then the sick part is that they see what their game is doing to people and they do nothing to stop it. That's the sick part, is that they can look at it and let it go on. That's real devious. That's real devious. And remember what I said about Turning Point USA being acquired by JD Vance. And this Turning Point USA, like I said before, it will start to receive donations for the military. It is coming, guys. You're going to be like, what? Why is Turning Point USA has to do with the military? I am telling you, and that's probably why they needed that shell company, because there was already a lot of energy there. There was already a lot of interest there. Do you see what I mean? Thank you. Thank you, Source. This is also why Charlie was moved out, had to be moved out of the way as well. Because they needed that instrument to move money. Because remember, they said Charlie walked away of over $100 million from Israel. $100 million deal for Israel, of course, because he started to, question it, right? Well, if just Israel was going to give Charlie over $100 million, what else more? Who else do you think was giving this company money? That's what I'm saying. This thing has been seized by the US government and is under military control. You can't make this ish up. I am telling you. I am telling you. Because I was channeling heavy energy that Turning Point USA starts to receive money for the military, or from the military for the military. And I couldn't really put the two together, but it makes sense because JD Vance has acquired this and he's in control. But it's not just JD Vance. JD Vance is also bringing this company into the government. So it is a part of our governmental system. Like it's just working on the perimeter, right? It's not legally part of it, but it's one of the government's tools. This is why they acquired it, because they needed the youth. And that company, Turning Point USA, had the youth and it had wealthy donors. It had everything that they needed to carry out their next plan. But the first plan was to drain every bit of everything out of the old system, which we see that they got. How many people donated to Charlie? Man, you had freaking people paying for donating to pay for their children's college. Everyone came up off of this. They even were doing insider trading. Everyone came up off of the Charlie Kirk situation. It was a complete come up. And we are the only ones that lost. We got stuck holding the bag of all the energetic noise. And then we got the government shut down, which is part of the Charlie Kirk situation, by the way. It's not separate. It is not a separate thing. What a coincidence. Right after that happens, then the government shuts down. Right when we're like literally going into harvest season. Yeah, they're harvest. It's a harvest season, all right. They are harvesting our energy and our money. So make no mistake about it. That thing, they needed that thing for money. That is why Charlie Kirk was worth more dead than alive. It was more beneficial for him to play game and ball with Trump because he wasn't going to play anymore with Israel. He wasn't going to play ball with Israel anymore. So why not play ball with Trump? Do you see what I'm saying? The pinball. But they've retrieved that ball because they've gotten and siphoned everything. And now the game appears to be on, you know, on shutdown. But I say let them shut it down. Lock the door. Throw away the key. What would happen if we said, that's okay, just stay shut? Seriously, I'm posing these questions because we can do this. Just tell them it's okay, don't open. We got this. It's cool. We got this. And we do got it. Because if you truly have God, if you truly have source, you have everything you need. There isn't any man or any woman or any external thing that can provide for you. Everything comes from thy source, thy sustenance, which is an internal thing. It's when you literally, do the healing work on yourself, and then you get access to your quantum currency. It's that reusable fuel that you have inside of you. It's the ever flowing, energetic God frequency that you have inside of you, and which provides everything. Even though it appears that your jobs are providing, the government's providing, it's not. It's source energy, God providing, because you were birth of sustenance. You come from rich soil. You come from royalty. Of course you're going to be taken care of. If the birds eat and the buzzards, then why would a human being not be taken care of? You see what I'm saying? And if we hold that, if we take that standpoint, just tell them to shut it down, close it down. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't open. Stay shut. Trump, go ahead and move in there permanently. Do what you do with it. Who cares? And this is where I am in my life as well. That's what this powerful year, the 9, made me realize, guys. Let people do what it is that they're going to do. The only job you have is to the source codes, is to look in that karmic mirror, cleanse out what you need to, learn the lessons, send out the forgiveness signal to everyone in your lifeline, to everyone that you are energetically connected to, and then you did your part. You did your part on yourself, and you sent out the signal of love and forgiveness and truth for them to do the same. And then that's it. That's where I am. And that's where we should be with the government and all of the rest of their systems. Stay shut. We don't need you. Keep your door shut. And then we will finally experience God. I'm telling you, you will be amazed the ways that God will show up when you shut down the false God, the false GOV, operating as your Lord and Savior. We haven't, like I said, I keep saying this, we haven't met God yet. We haven't even had an opportunity to see God move, because Americans we've not been truly pressed down like how it is in some other countries. And we, to be honest, we worship our government, because even when you go into these churches and they're all, they all signed that promise note. They can't talk about certain things. They're going to lose their status, their tax exempt status. So they keep feeding you recycled, knowledge. The ABCs of God. That's why the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. That's the acronym. This is just the basic instructions. There's way more than that. But they got to keep you just as a child. Do you notice that when you go to church? Tell me, have you gotten any further since you were a kid in church, as an adult in church? Have you spiritually ascended? You should be levitating, elevating and levitating if you've been in church for 40, 50, 60, 70 years. But somehow what you find yourself is you've been in church, and instead of you actually getting fed, you end up feeding them, giving your 10% and your energy to them. So who needs who is what I'm saying. Who needs who? It's almost given that God needs us more than we need him. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I had to say it because that's what it's given. And we know that's not true, but I'm saying it like that to there's a thumbs up. Maybe it was because I'm trying to let you guys understand that their God is false because their God operates under GOV. So it's GOV, then God. And if you're any true follower of God, then you know that it's God first and then family. GOV is going to be, third or fourth or way down that list. Do you see what I'm saying? You've never met God, especially in this country, because God has been funneled through the GOV. And when God is funneled through the GOV, it's like God needs us more than we need God. Because the God that we are allowed to have here is not all powerful. That's what I'm saying. Let it sink in. Because the way the masses of America know God is through the eyes and the laws of the government. When you go to these third world countries, you ain't never seen nobody pray. These people can pray from sun up to sundown. I am telling you, you talking about church on Sunday. No, these people are at church every day. They don't even go to work. They go to work like 4 hours and then they be in the church for 8 hours. I'm just saying that's literally how they roll, And everything is God first. I mean, when you start to travel abroad, you get a different vantage point. I'm telling you, Americans, most Americans have never met God. Never. Because in order to truly have God and meet God, you got to go through something where you're forced to ingest into the soul isolation with you and thy source. That's truly how you meet God. You got to get into that, what they say, the prayer closet. I mean, you got to go through something to even get yourself in there. I mean, you got to be down bad, right? As they say, you got to be down bad to get there. And, so far, Americans, we haven't been. Even if we don't have any money, even if we don't have that, we still do it a million times better than what a lot of people are doing, right? And so it'll be very interesting to see the events that unfold in this country, to see when Americans truly do meet God, just to see how the landscape of our world changes. And I'm telling you, I think it's going to be better, even though it will appear that we have less wealth, but the wealth truly comes from thy source. It comes from within, right? So that's what I wanted to say about that, right? So guys, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. But yeah, the government is not shut down. That proved it. No one sends in $130 million for the military when the children about to be starving in 6 days. Nobody does that. The government is funding it because they're still open. But they're just not paying people. They're allowing people to be slaves. The government, some people are still going to work and they're not getting paid. They literally made them their slaves. You guys got to wake up. Slavery never ended. They just transformed it into something else. Once they got everything built off of the back of Black Americans, they were like, what we can do now, let's get the women in there working. Let's get their children in school and indoctrinate it so when they turn 16 or even 15 or even 14, they can start working too. We have everybody on the corporate plantation. And then we're going to take out, get this, how they get you. Then we're going to take out all these taxes. Then every time you go and buy something, even though your money has already been taxed, then you got to pay taxes again. So you're taxed on 100% of the money because most people are spending 100%. Most people don't save. Even if you're saving 10% and you're spending 90, it means you're taxed on 90% of your money. And also it's double taxation. Is that supposed to be against the law, double taxation? But yet they're doing it and no one says anything because they're doing funny math over there. I mean, these are the things, guys. Just tell the government to keep shut. Don't open. In fact, actually, I'm happy. I'm happy. Just the energy is a little bit better now that you've been shut down, in spite of a lot of people, worried about how to feed their children and all of that. I get that, but I'm telling you, the real God would never leave you destitute. I just believe that to be true. You may not have what you need or what you want. I mean, what you want, but you're going to always have what you need. So when I tell you guys that when I did Trump's automatic drawing, it was very interesting. It's a lot of antichrist energy popping up here, guys. A lot of antichrist. First of all, this is Trump's energy field, which is a massive 6. And then we have the 3s up here, 333. So, 666. And then here, these are some it's weird. That's that witch's nail, but it's also like this sign as well. If you look, like the devil sign as well. And then here's a freaking slave right here at the bottom of Trump's abdomen. Look, you can't even make this up. I'm telling you, Source was real tapped in and tuned in during these drawings. And I'm sorry that the paper's janky, but I'm not getting rid of this. This is just golden. Look at that. It's a literal slave. Look at the eyes. Look at the nose. And look at the lips. And then here's the freaking, tightly, curled hair, coily hair, afro textured hair. You can't make this up. And then also, too, if you look at it like this is a hand giving a thumbs up. And it's also the witch's nail. And it's also, the 666 sign, the devil sign. So when I was saying earlier on how the whole American system was built literally on bloodshed, and it's built on that's why America, I'll be honest, it ain't gonna never be nothing. I gotta be real with y'all, because it wasn't built right. You can't come and build on the backs of people and think that the foundation's just gonna stand up. Eventually, these people are gonna stand up. Eventually, they're gonna want to come up for air. And what is that gonna do to your foundation? Is going to be faulty. It's going to fall down, is what I'm saying. So even in the new financial system that they're trying to build, they're still trying to bring us in there as slaves through their passport ID, and through the, I see a lot of martial law coming, and through whatever laws that they're formulating, that they're getting information. I am telling you, all of these things will make people slaves within the new system, which is an AI system, which the digital matrix, right? So the being enslaved will be not just in the flesh, but it will be online too, where all of your information is filtered through a system. And the algorithm, which if you look up algo, it's like an actual real demon. Algorithm is a demon, right? And through their algorithm, the demon that runs everything, that's how they will literally have everyone wrapped up in the entity. So when I tell you to please shut the government down, please shut it down, keep it shut, because then you keep the entity out. This is what I'm saying. You keep the entities out as long as they're shut down. The moment they're open, dang, we in bed with the devil once again. And why can't America just build off of themselves? I mean, I'm being serious. Like, why do you always need bloodshed? It's given that it's a ritual. I'm asking a real question. Why do you always need blood? in order to build your system. If God truly ordained you for this, should you not just have the light of God powering you? Why is it always bloodshed and slavery and draining the system from and draining money out of all of us, the draining the swamp? That's what they're saying that we are, that we're swamp children. That's what he was talking about, because we're the only people that got drained. And now he's hoarding all the money. People got people working for free on the corporate plantation. That's all I'm saying, y'all. We got to pay attention to this. I'm just asking a question that if they're so divine, oh, the sunlight's coming in. If they're so divine, then why do they need blood to power their company? Let that sink in. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it reminds you of someone else, of Israel, the state of Israel. The state of Israel requires blood too. I'm just saying. Even when you go over to Dubai, they literally got people coming from, different parts of Asia and Africa. They go over there to do domestic work. They take their passport. They literally treat them horrible, even in some of these Arab nations. So it's not just Israel. Everybody's in on it. And why does it seem like everyone requires blood in order for their country to be great? Let that sink in. Why would God require blood for you to have a country? Maybe you are not supposed to have a country. Maybe your country is a lie. You ever thought about that? Maybe your country is actually from Satan. You ever thought about that? Because why do you always need the blood, the sweat of someone else to make something that you say is supposed to be good and something that God, made you sovereign and that you have the authority to do? Well, if you have the authority and God made you sovereign, then why do you need bloodshed and blood to do it? And why are we drinking blood in church? Why are we doing communion and eating the body of Christ? What is this? Why are we doing cannibalism in church? Things that make you go, mm. Things that make you go, yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just having fun. I'm just having a blast right now. I gotta shut this window. It is like, hold on, guys. Yeah, so I'm just saying, guys, just think about all of this stuff. When I keep telling you guys how Source was saying that Israel and America are in a blood covenant. So don't think if we're pointing the finger at Israel, we got to also point it back at ourselves. Because America is supplying them with the weapons. Why do you think they also need the $130 million as well? Because they have to keep the money flowing also into Israel. That's where our money's going. The government ain't shut down. They're just hoarding it away from you. Because Israel wants its money. And by the way, I saw something else last week. Guess what? Government shut down. But guess who it's open for? Israel. The government is still funding Israel, even though the kids can't eat. Does this make sense? Does it make sense? And now we see what their system is built off of. It's built off of literally blood sacrifice. And that is why they want us to be eating Christ's body and drinking Christ's blood, because they want us in on it with them. And that's why I'm going to tell y'all this. Source told me a long time ago. I'm talking at least 15 years. Don't eat at McDonald's. And I have not. And Source told me what they were doing. It's human meat, is what it is. That is what it is. Because this is what they do. And they trick us into consuming ourselves. They trick us into doing what it is that they do just for fun. Even that beyond the Beyond Meat or Beyond Beef. Yep, so that channel, it has human DNA in it and horse DNA and a bunch of other DNAs in there. Oh, it don't have beef, but it got human meat. It got human cells up in there. I'm just saying. I'm so sorry, guys. Guys, subscribe to the channel and like the video. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. I had to say it because I'm just telling you, this stuff is not of God. All of these false countries, and we can't demonize Israel and at the same breath, want America to be America, the strong and the brave. It doesn't work that way. Their hands are both dirty. Their hands are both dirty. And I don't want to be energetically entangled with any of that. So this is what I'm saying. This whole thing has been a ritual. The whole thing. And now the game is stopped and they're holding all the money. Isn't that crazy what they did? The 1-2 switcheroo. They're holding all the money. And then here's the thing. They're not only holding all the money, but they're still funding the same people doing all this death and destruction. Israel, they still get funded. The government shutdowns don't work for them because they're in a blood covenant together. And also, the military still getting funded. When you donate right now to Charlie Kirk's company, now Erica Kirk or JD Vance, that's going to the military too. They're funneling money through that thing while this shutdown, and literally siphoning people who literally cared for Charlie, siphoning their money. They're worse than the freaking church. They are. Maybe that's why Kirk means church. Maybe all of the money is funneling to the Kirk church now. I'm just saying. You gotta kind of like laugh at this stuff because we got so fooled. We all were riled up. We all got siphoned. And then they went off with all of the money. And now they're rationing it out, putting news stories out, using their other mouthpiece, the news outlets, to look like the freaking hero. Oh, someone donated $130 million because they love America the Great so much. No, it's the taxpayers' money that you lied about and that you funded only what would serve you during this time, which was the military, so that you could keep the general population in line. Information. I am telling you, they are formatting some new laws right now. And I'm telling you, when these new laws come online, it is going to limit freedom. The free man, what Charles means, Charlie, is going to limit this. It's going to limit that atlas. It's going to limit that third eye because it's going to eliminate. See, source they never lied. It's going to eliminate this free speech. That's what they're doing right now. And you can't say anything about them hoarding all of your money. But if we just say, shut it down, close it down, don't even worry about opening. Just saying. Someone said, I'm tired of the MAGA rituals. There's a lot of them, right? Good God. It's just crazy. And the both sides, guys. I'm telling you, don't think that all of these people, it's scary. I wonder what they're going to be for Halloween. They're probably going to take their mask off and be, and this is really going to be Freaky Friday when they take their mask off and then they just are just walking around like the goblins that they are, the ghosts and goblins that they are. That'd be interesting to see the White House Halloween party. A bunch of reptilians walking around in their true form. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. Like for real, for real. It's just crazy. It is truly crazy. But I don't know. I think this is all I want to say. But thank you guys. I'm in the comments right now. People are saying facts. Yep. Um, someone said, I'm safe and protected. I am loved. Awesome. The people have the power. Yes. Our energy is their currency. Absolutely. So that's the thing I want you guys to understand. We have a true currency because we have source energy, God. The energy that is comes from source that can never be created nor destroyed. When you are a true solar being, you get that. No one can give it to you. No church can give it to you. They can't tell you nothing about your technology. It's just going into the quiet space within. That's it. You don't need no priest. You don't need no pope posing around in all these demonic clothes. Girl, I'm sorry, but that just looks demonic. I went to the Vatican, guys, 2017. I went to the Vatican, and if you go to the Vatican, you will be disgusted. I was disgusted because it was so much wealth. Just, you know how people have so much wealth that the opulence is too much and it looks gaudy? It don't even look good at that point. That's what it looked like. It was like just an overkill, right? And at the beginning, because I had got like a tour guide, right? So at the beginning of the Vatican, they have like two pineapples at the entrance. And I said, "Oh, is these pineapples representing the pineal gland?" I was like literally breaking it down. They're already telling you when we go in here, we're going into literally this expansion here. Like your third eye got to be open to really know what's going on inside of here. And the tour guide was like, "Yeah, that does represent the pineal gland." That's what the pineapples mean. So when you see them and they have pineapples pop up in their little rituals, then that's what it means. The pineal gland, right? And so you will just see it's very disgusting, right? It's because it's so much wealth and it's so much hoarding. It is just kind of crazy. I wish I could go back there now that I know how to read energy from objects and see what I pick up on all these paintings and even go back to the Louvre, right, in Paris and see what I pick up on these paintings. Like that would be dope. Like we need a field trip just to go and to these different archaeological sites and museums and see what we can pick up on all this stuff and like put the source codes together, right? I think we need to do that. Another psychic investigation. Like I don't know, this stuff is just fun. But yeah, it was disgusting, right? It was so much wealth. And it's like, why do you need that much stuff? I just never understood that. Like you could only drive one car at a time. You could only live in one house at a time. Why you need all this extra stuff? I just never I never understood that. Like I'm not a materialistic person, but I do like nice things. Like and the reason why I like nice things because when I lived in LA for 14 years and some of you guys don't know my story, but I was a television producer there on the Judge Judy show. And I used to work for CBS, but because it was a lot of struggling. The struggling artist thing is real. So I went through a lot of struggles, a lot of homelessness, and a lot of stuff to make it in the within my field. So when I finally did get some money, girl, I had to make up for lost times, you know? So but overkill is just overkill. Like, and I don't even like a lot of stuff around me, because it holds too much energy. So I like to keep things clear, so it's not like clogging up the flow, because I feel like stuck energetically, right? When it's too much going on in a space. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's just crazy to me. It's just absolutely crazy to me. But I love sharing my like personal life with you guys. That's fun. That is fun. I had a blast too when I lived in LA. It was good times. That's what I'm telling you. You just trust in source. Like I met my best friend there. Like we've been friends for what, over 25 years. Like it's life is beautiful, right? And life ain't about all this stuff. It's truly just about the soul connection, the heart, the simple things. And I think we've gotten away from that, especially as a culture here in America. We've gotten away from that. You go to other countries and they still have that communal thing, right? And that's one of the things too, even when I lived in the UK. I don't know. I'm going down memory lane with you guys. So when I lived in the UK, and it's funny, guys, I lived in Essex, right? England, right? And my last name is Essex. So, and I think also too, that's why I'm able to get a lot of source codes because when you trace that name back, it's like Anglo-Saxon, right? But when you chase it back, they say that the Mayflower, the one of the slave ships that came over, the Mayflower, they said that five of the, I guess, the people on the Mayflower, or the people who ran the Mayflower, were actually from Essex, right? England. So, and then when you, why do I keep saying chase? When you trace it back, it really is a Germanic name. So when I keep telling y'all that the Queen Elizabeth and all them, they're really Germans, that all these Rothschilds and everyone and the Ashkenazi Jews that are posted up, the Khazarians that are posted up in the state of Israel. No, guys, they like literally, they are like converts. They converted. They're not the true tribes of Israel, right? But it all goes back to Germany. So if you guys don't know anything about source codes are in your own DNA. And like for instance, a lot of this stuff that when we're channeling and all this stuff, the reason why we're really able to connect, right, is not just because we have gifts and abilities, but when you are in tune and you've activated, your DNA, then the codes that you have within your own DNA, you can easily pick up on some messages more easily than other messages is what I'm saying too. So yeah, it's very, very, very interesting. It's all very interesting. I don't know. I really don't have anything else to say. But guys, questions. Does anyone have any questions? Does anybody have any questions about healing? Do you have any questions? Like, I want to be of substance to you guys. Do you have any questions, any things about spirituality, about awakening, right? Anything like that? Let's go ahead and open the floor up for that. And I'm going to wait. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Ooh, um, someone says, here's a solution: make them bankrupt, and then talks about Kirby de Lanlero and Brandon Day teach breatharianism, living on spiritual energy and prana. Yes, girl, I tried that for 7 days and I almost was out of here. But no, I believe that you can do it. There's definitely a way you can do it. Yes, Buffalo Wild Wings twice a day. Yes, you're being spoiled. Ask me anything, guys. Let's open this up for some spiritual questions. This is the sphere of consciousness now. Let's go ahead and get that going on. Hi, Sean. Yeah, so yeah, it's all just interesting. You see how all these codes are coming together and ain't nothing about everything is everything. That's why I keep saying about the interconnectedness of everything. Um, I'm not great at meditation. Is there another way to raise your frequency? Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, there is, guys. How to raise your frequency, right? So, guys, people make meditation so hard. I'm going to tell you, if you sit in a quiet space and if you take 3 big, deep breaths, the 3 big, deep breaths, and I'm talking very big, deep breaths right from the diaphragm, and you want to bring that breath up at the crown of the head. You want to hold it for 5 seconds. And then when you release the breath, you need your imagination. The thing they tell you is fake. Nope, you need the imagination. You literally take the breath and you can hold the breath here in a color like a white light. And then you wash the breath down slowly, starting from the crown of the head. And you want to imagine everything relaxing, right? So all the, the electrical wires and blood vessels in the brain, the temples and the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw, the shoulders, the neck. And you cycle that breath down and you control it slowly. And then just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You say that to yourself. You're literally going to put yourself in a light state of hypnosis if you do that with just 3 deep breaths. But if you don't activate the imagination, you won't be able to go forward. So, this is what you must know: the imagination is real, and what they tell you is real may just be the imagination. Okay, so you can do that, Cynthia. And then what I want you to do is just to exist. And if you want, you can hold a single object in your mind. Let's say I don't know, a vase, a light, the cross. Just hold one single object in your mind. And there may be other thoughts that come in, but you just keep holding the one single object in your mind. And eventually you will start to zone out. There isn't anything you must do in this space but to breathe. And what you are literally doing right there, you are connecting yourself into quantum space, into the quantum field, into quantum time, which there isn't any time. You are in the space of now. The one singular object creates the space of now, because we're not taking in a lot of different message units. And eventually the one singular object will fade into the background and open you up into infinite space. And sit within that. That will raise your frequency, because in infinite space there is no sickness. There is no bills, there is no worry. It's just the source vibration. You can do that. See if that works. Thank you very much for that. Okay, Stacy, what's your opinion on Kundalini awakening and communication? Kundalini awakening is very, very important. And to be honest with you, when people say, okay, we're going to force this Kundalini, no, Kundalini comes when you're ready to receive it. Because you don't want to force the Kundalini, because the whole point when the Kundalini energy, the blend of the masculine and feminine energies, when it rises up, going through the 33 vertebrae, that's literally going through the chakra system. So not only is the energy rising up, but it's a purification and a consecration of the chakras. But the chakras now become one big energy center, or one big energy portal. So you don't want to just be forcing these things. You have to allow it to happen. And the more you go on your path to enlightenment and to ascension, the Kundalini will naturally flow and follow. Okay. So this is what you must know. And also, too, once you do that, the Kundalini energy has one place to go, and it will literally open that third eye. That is where it goes. And you got to be ready for that, right? Because when you open the third eye, which is the point of the Kundalini, it's the consecration of the body that was fragmented. It brings the body into wholeness, right? And you got to be ready for that, because when that third eye opens, it's not just going to show you rainbows and butterflies. Some people get scared. And I've had some people get scared because they were not ready. You can't be running fearful. You have to be grounded in source. You see what I mean? So do not force it. When you do the work, it will naturally come. You will feel it. And you will feel it. And we go into a state of allowance. And going into quantum space, the space of now, that will allow you to filter those energies, because they're massive energies. And it's a full body awakening. And remember, we store the subconscious mind. The subconscious, the things in the subconscious, which is your life script, is stored in the body. So what do you think what happens when the Kundalini comes up the spine, and then it activates the third eye? What people get scared is they don't understand. They're literally seeing everything that was stored in their body that's unhealed. And so when they run away from themselves. They're supposed to see it, supposed to feel it, supposed to detach the cords. It's coming up for you to deal with. That's why it was stuck in the body. Kundalini allows us to do that work. Okay. Thank you very much. Natalie, thank you for is this euro, €5 super chat. Amazing. An outpouring of blessings and of protection upon you in Yeshua HaMashiach, mighty's name. Amen. Thank you so much. Oh, that was such a blessing to me. Thank you guys so much. I do want to say, and because I talk about a lot of spiritual stuff and I talk about source, but I do believe in Yeshua HaMashiach. I really do. I really do, because I've had experience. That was my ride or die partner for a very long time, when it was just me against the world. So I'm not telling you guys to let go of what it is that you believe in. But I also believe in source as well. And I also know that there are higher planes to travel. There's higher spheres to go. And all of these things are interconnected, right? They're all pieced to the puzzle. So thank you very much. That was very, very beautiful. Hi, Sister Janice. Okay, Buffalo Wild Wings. Any tips and advice on getting more in tune with my spiritual skills after a hiatus? Feel so disconnected at times. Yes. Okay, I know for you, I want you to do some automatic writing, right? Because you are good at that. Do some automatic writing, and then go into quantum space with those 3 big deep breaths. And for you, because you're so young, put on some music. I want you to put on some music that makes you feel. Guys, I am listening to a Holly Bailey song, Bite Your Lip, or Bite My Lip, or Bite Your Lip, or something. It's like it's new, but it's like an old school bop. It just brought tears to my eyes. Put on some music, feel, and do some automatic drawing. And this is me channeling this specifically for you, Buffalo Wild Wings. And because, going through those, especially at your age, going through those emotional things, that will get you back connected. Guys, the power of the tear is so important. Our tears are spiritual, and there's a metaphysical reason for our tears. So the power of the tears are very, very important. And there is someone on the other side of our tears. I am telling you, there is literal ancestors. There are angels in charge of that. We can connect with our tears, right? But the tear's not in defeat. It's a tear of just an outpouring of a release, releasing the tension, right? So please do that. And I think you're going to start connecting in no time. You're experiencing the same thing too, Miss Sonia? Yes. And you know what, too? I want to tell you guys this. Don't ever be afraid to take time outside of spiritual space, because the living is part of the balancing of the spiritual as well. And there were times when I had to do that. And so, but when you know that you've been disconnected and you want to come back home, I'm going to tell you guys to drop back into the heart, right? Do some automatic drawing, do some crying. I'm telling you, some of my biggest like spiritual breakthroughs and even messages have come through tears. Tears are very potent. They're very spiritual and they are divine. Your tears are divine. Okay? Ah, Carolyn, Sister Carolyn. I was just telling someone about the power of the tears earlier. Yes. I'm telling you. Oh, I've gotten some very amazing messages from the tears. Can anyone do the writing? Yes, Anna. Anyone can do the writing. And all you do, you literally just doodle. And so you literally just you can use some colored pencils or whatever because the colors mean stuff too, right? And just free flow it. And you can look at it, but don't think about it. You're not judging it and you're not trying to put anything anywhere. You're just in the state of allowance. That's it. And anyone can do it. Now, it may take time to translate what it means, but, and I do teach all of this, guys, in my quantum telepathic psychic healing and development course, which I do want to do another class next month. So if you're interested, just email me instructions number 4 humanity at gmail.com. But I will, when I set up my Patreon, I will do a tier that will allow us to meet and learn some of these things too, because I feel that it's so important. And teaching a class on that, I think will be really good as well. I'm a teacher first, guys. I know you guys, some of you guys came from the psychic investigation, but I'm a spiritual teacher, a metaphysician first and foremost, and a clinical hypnotherapist. And I deal with the subconscious mind and reprogramming the subconscious mind. And one of my favorite ways to do that is through past life regression therapy, where I take you to a past event lifetime timeline that we can literally use as a springboard for healing, and we can literally bring those lessons into our current life so we can see it, because sometimes we just need to see, we need to see it from a different vantage point or angle, right? And so guys, book a past, man, if you have not booked your past life regression with me, it is life changing. And in the quantum healing past life regression session, I do entity removal. So we do a body scan and we remove any things that are attached, and you're able to feel it, because in hypnosis, you're literally in the subconscious, which is 88% of your total brain power. And so you have access to all of you, right? You like literally tapping into subconscious is quantum space. It's that true sovereignty that we seek, right? Buffalo Wild Wings, thank you. Hearing about what happens when we cry was definitely made me more comfortable crying. Yes, let it go. Let it go. You're welcome. I love y'all. I love y'all. Like some of you guys in here, like from the last class I did, we got so close. Like it's such, I love when I get to work with you guys one on one, and especially in the Ascension program. A lot of you guys are in my Ascension program, where we just like work together, and it's very doing the subconscious work as a hypnotherapist. It's spiritual, and it's intimate, and like you guys take me on your journey, and I'm just literally helping you to see, but you guys are really doing the work, and it's been so beautiful. I want you guys to go back to those recordings from your sessions. And one of the ladies here, guys, was Noah's wife. I'm telling on you, yes, was Noah's wife. And we found out the real reason why the flood happened. And girl, you will never expect what that was for. That was one of the wildest past life regressions I've ever done. And you guys can watch that. I have a playlist of my quantum readings and past life regressions. You guys can watch that on the channel. It's a playlist, right? Definitely get a past life session. Yes, Janice. It's and it's good for it's healing for me too. I learned a lot. I honestly, you guys have source codes. Literally, you guys are holding massive collective codes and source codes. And I learned a lot as well when you guys come in as well. So thank you. Um yeah, guys. So anyone else have any questions? I love these questions, guys. You know me, I love the spirit. I love the spirit. So, and I love teaching. That's what I truly, truly love to do. Okay, I'm just reading. Okay, any last minute questions? Any last minute questions before we get out of here? Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And guys, it's the year of the nine. The karmic portal is here. Look in that mirror and keep it real with yourself. Clean up the loose ends because we're going into a new vibration, a very new vibration this next season coming up. And we just leaving the old stuff in the past. We're just literally just going into our light body. That's where we should be. And in your light body, you don't need no government or nothing else. Your light body, literally, you're living within the frequency. There isn't anything that you need within that. And everything, in fact, if you hold that space, everything will be given to you. I'm telling you guys, I don't tell you guys to do anything that I haven't been through. And I'm a living testament. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This was very, very beautiful. Just know the power is in your hands. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is, guys. Love is the way, forgiveness, it is the key, and truth is the light that will always, always guide us home. Be well. Be well, guys. Bye.